Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Maren and this is a Vinyasa Flow class. I gave everybody the music to get ready so we can cue it all together. Everybody ready? You can give me the thumbs up. Beautiful. Okay, ready? So I'm going to count down from 3. We're going to pause at 1 and then press play. Okay? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Play. Wonderful. So we're all on the same page. Let's begin this class in child's pose. So knees out wide, big toes to touch in the back, your chest and belly sinking down between your knees. Let your fingertips walk towards the front of your mat and let your forehead come down. Just start to settle in here. Start to arrive. I've been learning a lot about chakras in my new 300 YTT class. And it really got me thinking about this practice and how it is not a coincidence that in so many asanas we are opening up our chest towards the universe, towards the ceiling, opening up that heart chakra. I invite you for this class to maybe picture your heart chakra opening up with our heart openers and letting out a beautiful green color. Picture yourself connecting to the sky, connecting to each other, connecting to me, connecting to every single person practicing yoga at this time. Because that's what yoga is all about, right? Connection, being connected, yoking. Start to feel your breath deepen here. Feel your inhales expand your ribs out towards the 4 corners of this room. And then picture your exhales sink you closer to the floor, drop your chest in, maybe root you down. Let's take a few deep, full breaths together right here. Inhale deeply through your nose. Open your mouth and let it out. One more, just like that. Inhale deeply and completely through your nose, then hold it at the top. Open your mouth and just sigh it out. Let it all go. Now start to inhale deeply through your nose, but gently close your lips. And then exhale deeply and completely through your nose, constricting the back of your throat as that air flows through you. This is Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. This is the breath that builds heat in our bodies from the inside out. But it also brings us back to this space when our mind starts to wander. And you start to see something you need to clean, or you hear something in the other room. Doing yoga from home is more difficult, right? So we have to focus on this breath. When something pops up, you just notice it and come right back to this breathing. It should sound like the ocean in the room, It should sound like the ocean inside of your head, like you're fogging up a glass, but with your mouth shut. With your next inhale, walk your hands over to the right. So you're getting a deep left side body stretch. Maybe you plant your left palm on top of your right palm here. You get that full side body stretch. Maybe you press down into your left hip as your hands walk to the right. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. And then exhale, walk your hands to the left. Maybe you plant your right palm on top of your left palm. A slight press in your right hip, down and back towards your heels. Next, inhale, walk your hands back to center. And then walk your hands in and come up onto all fours. So your shoulders are over your wrists, your hips are over your knees. With your inhale, drop your belly, spread your chest, look up, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, cat pose. Inhale, again, arch your back, spread your chest, look up. Again, that heart chakra shooting upwards. Exhale, push your palms down into the floor, push your spine up. One more round, a little bit deeper. Inhale, really arch your back, send your tailbone up. Exhale, round that spine, tuck your chin. And now come to a neutral spine, a flat back. Now, walk your left palm in, plant it directly under your throat or under your face. With your inhale, your right arm reaches up, your chest turns towards the right, fingertips are shooting energy out. Exhale, you're going to bring your right arm underneath your left arm. Let your right cheek come down, coming into a deep twist here. Beautiful. Yes, exactly. And just settle in. If you would like to walk your left fingertips towards the front of the mat, you can, or maybe you wrap that arm behind your back for a little bit of a half bind. If your left arm is behind your back, unravel it, plant it in front of your face, push into the mat, and inhale, your right fingertips reach up again, lift. Exhale, right hand comes down. And place that palm directly under your face or your neck, your throat. Make sure there's space in between your knees and your palm. Inhale, your left arm reaches up, look up. Exhale, thread the needle. Your left arm comes underneath your right arm. Left cheek comes down. Again, right fingertips can reach, or maybe you try that bind. Maybe you even try something new. Deep, full breaths. Don't lose that Ujjayi Pranayama breath. If your right arm is behind your back, slowly unravel it. Plant your right palm down. Inhale, left fingertips reach up, look up. And then exhale, plant them back down on the mat, coming back into tabletop. Start to tuck your toes here. And just sit back towards your heels, just stretching out the bottoms of your feet. Maybe you turn your palms around. Picture the fascia elongating, the encasing around your muscles. Just taking some deep stretches. You can sway your hips side to side here. And begin to come back to that neutral spine, that flat back. Tuck your toes under once more. With your inhale, hover your knees just a little bit off the mat. Maybe only enough to slide a piece of paper under there. So you're turning your core on. You're turning your belly on. You know what this feels like now. So when I say turn your belly on, it's this. You're pulling every muscle in. One more inhale. Exhale, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take some deep, full breaths here. Maybe you start to walk out your feet, one at a time. You can also lift a leg, one at a time. Connecting to the backs of your legs. Now it's okay if your heels don't touch in the back. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how far you go here. This is yoga. This hour is for you. But picture weights on the backs of your heels, pulling them down towards the floor so you feel the lengthening in the backs of your legs. That energy shooting up from your heels, right up the backs of your legs. Every inhale, think about tilting your tailbone up towards the ceiling. And then every exhale, press your chest closer to your thighs. And you're pushing the floor away from you, especially between your thumb and first finger. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, heels down towards the mat. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, heels down towards the mat. Inhale, come up high on your toes, look between your hands, and with your exhale, tiptoe your way up to the top of your mat. Once you get there, step your feet 2 fists distance apart. It doesn't need to be more than that. That's hip distance. Now grab your elbows and start to sway side to side in this rag doll, releasing every muscle in your neck, releasing your shoulders. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake it yes again because we have to end on a positive note. Picture every muscle in your upper body pulling the crown of your head down just by using its weight. Maybe you interlace your fingers behind your head and let the weight of your arms pull the crown of your head down a little bit further. All your weight should be pressing towards the balls of your feet, just slightly. With your next exhale, come to stillness. Let your hands trickle down towards the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. So you can bring your hands to your thighs, maybe your shins, but we're actually elongating our spine, preparing it. Exhale, forward fold, a little bit deeper this time. Inhale, slowly roll up to standing, slight bend in your knees. Your head comes up last. And then reach your arms up and look up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart center, close your eyes. Take this moment, this calm moment, to decide why you are here today. What brought you here? And what do you want to walk away with? Maybe it's a word or a phrase. Whatever that is, that's yours. So keep that in your back pocket, and maybe with every inhale, you repeat it to yourself. Maybe it's, I am strong, or I am enough. Maybe it's, my heart is wide open. And then every exhale, say it again. Take a deep, full breath together right here. Inhale deeply through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it into existence. Flutter open your eyes. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Now with your exhale, grab your left wrist with your right hand and pull to the right side of the room. So you're opening up your left side body here. Push down into your right foot. Inhale, come back to center, switch out your grip. Exhale, side bend to the left. This time opening up your right side body. Picture you're creating space in between your ribs on your right side. Inhale, come back to center. Release your hands, bring them back behind your back, just this first time. With your inhale, start to straighten up tall, and then your exhale, press your hips forward. Take a baby back bend. It doesn't have to be far here, but you're supported. Inhale, start to straighten back up. Exhale, forward fold as your hands trace the backs of your legs. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, your hands come down and step back to a high plank. So you're squeezing everything in here. Remember how I said you're going to know how to turn on your belly? Turn it on right here. You're squeezing it in, pulling that belly, especially the lower belly, up and in, right into high plank. Now with your exhale, bend your elbows in towards your sides, low plank. Hold it. Now release all the way down onto your belly. Beautiful. Untuck your toes, the tops of your feet come down. With your inhale, peel your chest up, little to no weight in your palms, so you're really using your lower back. Exhale, forehead comes down. Beautiful. One more, just like that. Inhale, lift. Think about creating an elongation in your spine here. So you're not arching your neck really far back. Exhale, forehead comes down. Now walk your palms in towards your lower ribs. press the tops of your feet down. You can keep your knees down if you'd like, or if you'd like to hover them, you can. With your inhale, press up, upward facing dog if you'd like to lift those thighs. Exhale, you can bring your knees down, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back, or flip over your toes right to downward facing dog. 3 deep, full breaths right here. This is your practice. If you need to bring your knees down at any point, you do that. If you need to be in child's pose the entire time, you do that. Because even if you just sat in child's pose and you breathed for the entire hour, you will still walk off your mat feeling better than when you walked in. Because this is a breathing class. The breath is the most important part. So always modify where you need it. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. You can take a step or a jump. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, back to center. This time, full post your arms. Take a baby back bend that way. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Step back to high plank. If you'd like to jump back and take the vinyasa, you can. High plank, you can drop your knees at any point. Exhale to low plank, a hover. Inhale, pull your chest through, the tops of your feet come down, look up. Exhale, roll over your toes. Hips go to the sky, downward facing dog. 3 deep, full breaths right here. Those loud Ujjayi Pranayama breaths. Pretend you're breathing so loudly that you want somebody outside of this room to hear you. Gorgeous. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Make sure you're turning your chest upwards again. Inhale, come back to center, take that baby back bend, be brave, and then exhale, forward fold as your hands pass through heart center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down, step or jump back, vinyasa. If ever I suggest a vinyasa and you have had enough, just meet us in downward facing dog. Remember, no one knows your body better than you know your body, so just listen. This is your practice. One more time through that sun A. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, roll up to standing, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Remember, turning that chest upwards. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, side bend to the left. Push down into that right foot. Inhale, come back to center, baby back bend, open. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Meet us in downward dog any way you'd like. Reconnect to that breath if you've lost it. Deep, full, loud breaths. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now bend your knees and inhale, reach your arms up, look up, chair pose. Utkatasana, fierce pose. So all your weight is back towards your heels and you're sitting back like there's a baby kindergarten chair back behind you, right? So no weight in those toes. Lift those toes up. Wiggle them a little. Awesome. Now start to place them down gently. Fingertips are reaching up towards the ceiling. Chest is open. Shoulders are down. One more inhale. Lift. Exhale your hands to your heart. and twist to the right, hooking your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Now use the leverage here to open up, to twist open towards the ceiling. Now look down. Notice if your left knee is pulling forward. Pull it back gently. Inhale, back to chair. Exhale, hands to your heart, and twist to the left, hooking your right elbow this time. Again, look down. Is your right knee pulling forward? If so, pull it back. Maybe you sit a little deeper. Inhale, back to chair center. Exhale, forward fold. Oh, sweet release, right? Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Step or jump back, vinyasa. Inhale, your right leg lifts high to the sky. Bend your knee, fan your hip. Maybe you take some circles here. If you'd like to flip your dog into wild thing, you could do that right now. Try to press your right shoulder down so that you're not doing some funky shoulder thing. Try to press that down gently, squaring off your shoulders. If you're flipped, come back over. Inhale, right leg straight back. Exhale, knee in towards your nose, and then gently step it through. Beautiful. Great, so you're gonna stay high on your back toes. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Beautiful, crescent lunge here. So you're keeping a deep bend in your front knee. You're also creating energy in that back leg, so try to engage the back of your back leg, and you're high up on your back toes. Chest is lifted. Maybe your hands are turned in a little bit, like pinkies turned in. And then release your shoulders down, away from your ears. With your next exhale, bring that back heel down and bring your arms out to a T. Look over your right fingertips, warrior two. So your hips turn towards the left, and then sink down. Recommit to that deep bend in your front knee. Deep, full, loud breaths. With your next inhale, start to straighten your front leg, and then reach your right fingertips up towards the ceiling as your left hand drops down your back leg. Remember, you're pressing down onto the pinky side of your back foot to engage that back leg. And you're opening up your right side body. Your chest is turned towards the ceiling again. Wonderful. Exhale, start to bend into your front knee. Cartwheel your hands down to frame out your right foot. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Chaturanga with your exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg lifts high to the sky. Exhale, bend your knee, fan your hip. Take some circles if you like. If you want to flip your dog, go for it. Any movements that feel good. Pressing down into your left shoulder. If you're flipped, come back over. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose. Hold it for a moment, and then step it through. You might need to use your hands to get it there. That's okay. Now, start to separate your feet a little bit towards the sides of your mat. Get a wider base if you need it. Inhale, reach your arms up. Crescent lunge. You're high up on your back toes. Deep bend in your left knee. Chest is lifting. Feel your left hip pulling back as your right hip presses forward. So you really get that lengthening in your right psoas. With your exhale, dial your back heel down. Arms come to a T. Warrior two. Now notice if you're hinging forward like this. Try to keep your shoulders stacked on top of your hips, looking over your left fingertips. Like there's a tug of war happening between your hands, but let the person behind you win a little bit so that you're not leaning forward. With your inhale, straighten your front leg, left fingertips come out, right fingertips reach down, open up, stretching the left side body. Next, exhale, bend back into your left knee, hands cartwheel down, step your left foot back to meet your right, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few deep, full breaths right here. Throughout this practice, you might feel your heart rate racing. You're sweating. Maybe you want to fix your clothes to distract yourself. Come back to the breath. Think about elongating every single breath and recommitting to that breath. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees, travel to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend into your knees, sit back low. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up, chair pose. Exhale, hands to your heart, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center, look down, make sure you can see your toes. Exhale, hands to your heart, and twist to the left. Inhale, back to chair center, and exhale, forward fold as you straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come down. Vinyasa, or just meet us right to downward dog. Beautiful, guys. Awesome. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose. Hold it, and then step it through. Inhale, crescent lunge. Fingertips are reaching, opening up your chest. Exhale, warrior two. Fingertips pressing towards the front and back of your mat. Inhale, you have your reverse triangle. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Step it back or go right to downward dog. You can take a vinyasa. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee in towards your nose. Step it through. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, wind them down to a T, sink down lower. Inhale, opening up your left side body, that reverse triangle. Exhale, hands come down to the floor. Step your left foot back. Take the vinyasa or don't. Deep, full, loud breaths right here. And bring your knees down. Sit your hips back. Come right into that child's pose, just for a moment. Notice how your body feels right now. What's working hard? What's softer? Start to slow down your deep breathing to long breaths. When you're ready, walk your hands in, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back right into downward facing dog. Inhale, come up high on your toes. Exhale, bend your knees and travel towards the center of your mat. Maybe you walk your hands in. Beautiful. Now with your inhale, peel your feet up off of the floor one at a time and slide your palms underneath the bottoms of your feet, coming into gorilla pose. Inhale, take a half lift, keeping your hands right where they are, and then exhale, fold. You can keep a deep bend in your knees here. You don't have to straighten your legs, but just make sure you feel this. Make sure you feel it in the backs of your legs here. Elbows splaying out towards the sides. You're releasing your head, the crown of your head down towards the floor. And breathe. All your weight is pressing towards the balls of your feet. Maybe you even wiggle your toes like you're massaging your wrists. With your next inhale, peel your feet up, release your palms, plant them down on the floor. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, slowly start to stand back up to center. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands come to your heart, Samastitihi. With your next inhale, we're going to take a giant step with your right foot all the way back towards the back of your mat and come to a T shape facing the right long edge of your mat. Beautiful. Now turn your right toes towards the back of your mat and then kick your back hip out just a little bit. Make sure your back foot, your left foot, is about 45 degrees facing inwards. Beautiful. With Your exhale, start to hinge forward, releasing your right hand down towards your right foot, left fingertips reaching up. Maybe your fingers are separated, like energy is shooting out. If you want to try the Ashtanga way, you could grab your big toe with your peace sign fingers, or maybe your right palm plants, but make sure you're not rounding down here. So you're opening up towards the ceiling again. There's that heart chakra. Picture the green shooting up, opening up. The cool thing about the heart chakra is that we can open things using yoga, right? So all the stress that's closing us down, the upsets, the heartbreaks, especially what's going on in society right now, we need to open up our hearts more than ever. One more inhale, reach a little further. Try not to lock out this front knee. Exhale, look down at your right foot. Inhale, slowly come back up to a T. Your toes turn towards the long edge of your mat. Beautiful. Exhale, your left toes turn this time. Remember, try not to lock out that knee, so keep a slight bend in that knee. Kick your right hip out just a little bit, and then tick-tock your hands so your left fingertips come down, right fingertips reach up. Any variation you want with that hand and foot, or the hand to the mat, or you can also keep your hands on your shin. I've noticed for some people though, when you press on your shin, it might lock out your knee. So try not to dump your weight. You're using your core to keep yourself lifted and opening, twisting towards the ceiling. One more inhale, reach. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Beautiful. Now we're going to turn our feet the exact same way again. This time we're winding our left hand up overhead, and we're going to plant it down on the mat. Coming into a revolve triangle, revolve Trikonasana. So your left palm can plant on the inside of your mat, of your right foot, or on the outside if you need a little bit more. You can also keep it hovering. Your right fingertips are reaching up and you're twisting. So you really get this in your right IT band, the outside of your right thigh. So don't go too hard here. You listen to your body and you do you. Deep, full breaths. Maybe every exhale you twist just a little bit deeper. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, wind back up to that T shape. Awesome, guys. Great. Now, turn your toes towards the front of your mat. We're winding this time your right hand down overhead, planting it on the outside or the inside of your foot, or maybe to a hover. Left fingertips reaching up, winding your chest up towards the ceiling, almost like there's a wall behind you. You're leaning back. And don't forget that back leg. You want to keep that back leg engaged, so press down onto the pinky side of your back foot. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Awesome. Now turn your toes again. This time, your back foot, maybe a little bit more than 45. Start to bend into your right knee. Get down really low here. Now you're going to bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Your left arm is reaching up overhead, right into that extended side angle. We're twisting our chest up towards the ceiling again, opening up that heart chakra, releasing all the stress and tension, connecting with everybody. If you'd like to bring your right palm down to the floor to really twist open a little bit more, you can. But think about the energy created by pressing down onto the pinky side of your foot, that energy shooting up your leg and then shooting out of your fingertips here. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Beautiful. Now you're going to turn your left toes. This stance is a little bit wider than the last one. And your right toes turn just a little bit more. Bend into your left knee. Beautiful. Left forearm comes down. Right arm reaches up, that extended side angle. Try to use the leverage to turn your chest upwards. Feel the energy shooting up from your heel all the way out of your fingertips. Deep, full breaths. Maybe you twist a little bit deeper. Notice where you're getting warm. Notice where you have a tingle sensation or a warmth. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Beautiful, guys. Awesome, you guys are killing it. Now, start to bend into your right knee again.
Right toes are turned towards the back of your mat. This time, turn your chest, your shoulders, and your hips towards the back of your mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Now twist, hooking your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Use the leverage here, but use your core too to lift, so you're not dumping down, you're actually engaged. If you need to pull your back heel up, you can, but maybe you try to keep it down. Try something new. Notice how that keeps your back leg engaged. Twisting here. It's so good that you twist every single day. Think about your organs like sponges. And every time you twist, old blood goes out. And then when you unwind, new blood rushes in. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Turn all 10 toes towards the front of your mat. Deep bend in your left knee. We're turning our shoulders, our hips towards the front. Hands come to heart center. And twist, hooking your right elbow this time. Engaging that back leg, using the leverage to twist open. Feeling your core wringing out. Deep, full breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come back up to a T. Awesome. Now, turn your toes out just a little bit here and bend into your knees, just into a goddess squat, only for a moment. Maybe you sway your hips side to side, goalpost your arms. You could take a mudra if you'd like. But think about tucking your tailbone under and sinking down low. Maybe you take some twists, bringing your hands to your knees, dipping one shoulder at a time. Oh, it feels so good. Make sure you're still breathing. Come back to that goddess squat. Maybe you close your eyes. Remember, discomfort is temporary. Discomfort is what leads to change. Your body is changing. You are getting stronger. Inhale, straighten your legs. Lift your arms up. Star pose. Chest is lifted again. Feel that heart radiating. Now bring your hands back behind your back. Interlace your fingers. With your inhale, lift your chest a little bit further. And then with your exhale, we're going to hinge forward, winding your arms overhead towards the floor. Deep, full breaths. So you get a deep shoulder stretch and a deep hamstring stretch here. Beautiful. Notice where you can release a little bit more. What's holding on, maybe out of fear of completely letting go. Beautiful. Release your hands. Walk them underneath your shoulders. Plant your palms down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to your hips. Inhale, with a flat back, slowly rise back up. And then we're going to turn all 10 toes towards the front of your mat. So your left foot is in front. Start to bend into your left knee. We're going to launch up off of our back leg right into a warrior 3 pose. So you can have airplane arms back, or you could be reaching forward. It's okay if you need to take a couple of hops to get there, or maybe you challenge yourself and you really launch up off of your back leg. So in this warrior 3, lift your chest. Think up dog in your chest. Toes are pointed down. Maybe you have a doll foot where you have yogi toes, your toes spread open. That's awesome, guys. Beautiful. Feel this in your right glute as your heel lifts. Just awesome adjustments. Just a little bit more. Amazing, guys. Deep, full breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, let your right foot come down to meet your left. Now step your left foot back. We're going to try that same step forward. You can take a couple of hops if you'd like, or maybe you launch up off of your back leg. Right into that warrior 3 or your airplane. If you're an airplane, hug your shoulder blades together. Squeeze them together. Awesome. Fingertips spread apart. If you're in full warrior 3 with your arms extended, try not to round down here. You really want to lift your chest, lift your gaze slightly, but don't crane your neck. Awesome, guys. And exhale, slowly come back to center. Left foot meets right. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale. exhale, swan dive forward. Beautiful. Now inhale, come up high on your toes, and then sit your hips down towards your heels. For some people, this is just not possible. That's okay. You don't have to do it. You can have your feet down, or you can just sit just for a moment. You can even stretch your feet this way. So we're trying to get a deep, full stretch in the bottoms of your feet. Coming into that toe stand. If you'd like to work on a balance here, maybe you slowly peel your hands up off of the mat. Bring your hands to heart center. Try to get up high on those toes. So picture all the fascia in the bottoms of your feet stretching. You can also keep your hands down. If anybody wants to go for a crow right now, you could go for a crow. That means you keep your palms right where they are. Your knees come out wide, and you start to bend into your elbows as you lean forward, using the top of your arm as a shelf for your knees. And you know what? Even if you've never done it before, maybe you try. You can bring one foot up, bring it down. Maybe you bring the other foot up, bring it down. Maybe if you're ready and you want to try, you can bring both feet up as you try to straighten your arms just a little. Wherever you are, we're going to meet in a seated position. So if you're in crow, you can shoot it back, take the vinyasa, and then jump or step through to a seat right at the top of your mat. Lovely, guys. Awesome. Inhale, reach your arms up, look up. And then exhale, forward fold. Think about creating space. You're creating length forward before you release down. It's okay if you can't grab your feet. You can keep your knees bent to get there, right? You don't have to keep your knees straight. Try to release your shoulders, your neck. Maybe you grab your feet with your thumbs on the inside of your feet, your fingertips wrapped around. You're pressing the toe side, the big toe side, towards the front of your mat. Elbows out wide. Notice where you can release just a little bit more. Inhale, slowly start to lift back up. And now, we're going to tilt backwards just to balance on your sit bones here. We're lifting our legs up. Now, you can lift your legs up having your knees bent. You can grab behind your knees if this is a little bit too much fire in your belly here. Or if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, maybe you straighten your legs. Palms facing the ceiling, Navasana, boat pose. So we're turning on our core just a little bit more here. And you're breathing. I know it's hard to breathe during poses like this. Chest is lifted again. Green shooting out towards the universe. Palms facing the universe. You're receiving here. Deep, full breaths. Shoulders down. Is your chin tucked down? Release your chin. Breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, come to a low boat so that your shoulder blades are off the mat, feet are off the mat. Inhale, come back up. I know it's hard to breathe. I know it's uncomfortable, but guess what? This is your belly getting stronger. This is you getting stronger. One more inhale. Exhale, low boat. Are you shaking? I'm shaking. Feel the shake, embrace the shake. Exhale, release down onto your back. You can give your belly a little bit of a rub if you'd like. Maybe you feel your heart beating a little bit faster. Walk your feet in towards your hips. Arms are at your sides, palms facing down. With your inhale, lift your hips up. So we just created muscles in our belly, right? Now we're elongating. So use your feet to press the floor away, lifting your hips. And then you can interlace your fingers under your back, shimmying your shoulders, right into that bridge pose. Keep breathing.
Another deep heart opener here. One more inhale. Exhale, roll down onto your back. Now we can take one more bridge pose if you'd like, or if you would like to try full wheel, you can do that right now. Bringing your fingertips up next to your ears, fingers facing your heels if you would like to. Otherwise, one more bridge pose. Palms down onto the floor. Inhale, lift your hips. Maybe you squeeze your thighs together just a little bit. One more inhale. And exhale, release your back down onto the floor. Inhale, lift your legs up towards the ceiling. Feet are flexed. Now you can stay just like this, maybe rocking a little side to side, massaging your lower back into the floor. Or if you'd like to try a shoulder stand, you could do that right now. So if you'd like to rock up onto your shoulders, you can do that using your hands under your lower back to support you. Think about squeezing your tush in. Maybe you create doll feet again with your feet, spreading out your toes. But just keep breathing. Remember, you just do you. You modify where you need to modify. This is your class. If you'd like to let your toes come overhead into plow, you can do that right now. Or maybe try ear pinning pose when you let your ears come to either, your knees come to either ear. If your feet touch the floor, you can release your lower back with your hands. Maybe you give your head a little squeeze to drown out the sounds for a moment. Inhale, slowly straighten your legs, lift them back up, hands come to your lower back. And then exhale, roll all the way down onto your back. Beautiful. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins. Just sway side to side. Maybe making circles with your knees. Beautiful. Plant your left foot down into the floor and then hook your right ankle over your bent left knee. You're going to thread your right palm in between your legs as you bring your left knee in towards your chest, and then wrap your left hand around your left thigh, interlacing your fingers. So use your right knee to open up your right hip here, coming into a reclined figure four pose. Just make sure you feel your hip opening. You don't have to go far here. You do you. This is a great alternative to standard pigeon pose, reclined pigeon. It's much easier to get that deep hip opening here. If you wanted to go a little bit further, you can always straighten your top leg and bring it towards your chest. You just do you. I urge you to take a few minutes here to just surrender. Just feel that hip opening. You can release your Ujjayi breathing in just deep, full breaths. Maybe you picture the air going in and out. Maybe you notice your hip actually opening up, releasing all those ligaments, all the tension. In YTT, we're always taught that hip openers can make people cry, but not because they are painful and not because they're uncomfortable, but more because we hold so much tension in our hips and it just releases emotion here. So just let it be. Whatever's coming up for you, just let it be.
slowly release your hands. Let your left foot come down, and we'll switch sides. Right foot comes to the floor. Left foot hooks on top of your right knee. Left hand comes in between your legs. Right hand wraps around. You can interlace your fingers here. And then as you pull your right knee in towards your chest, use your left elbow to open up your left hip here. So you should really feel that opening. Again, notice what's coming up for you. And without judgment, just let it be. Release your hands. Let your right foot come down. Bring your left foot, unhook it, bring it down towards the floor. Let's take a full body stretch here. So straighten your legs. Lift your arms up overhead. Take a full body stretch. Picture all the length that you're creating. Now with your exhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest and pull your right knee towards your armpit here. With your exhale, guide your right knee with using your left hand across your body. Open up your right arm and take a peek over your right shoulder, and then close your eyes or soften your gaze and just settle in. Getting a deep twist, maybe a deep hip stretch in that right hip. Notice if either shoulder is pulling up off of the mat, and try to melt them towards the floor. Inhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest, give it a squeeze, and then exhale, set it back down on the mat. Inhale, your left knee comes in, pulling it towards your left armpit. Exhale, guide it across your body. Open your left arm and turn your head towards the left. Notice where you can soften a little bit more. Slowly roll back onto your back. Bring both knees into your chest, maybe a little rock back and forth here. Wrap your arms around your shins. Pull your forehead up towards your knees. Give yourself a squeeze. Tighten everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. One deep full inhale. Exhale, release all the way down. You've made it to Shavasana. Feet fall towards the corners of your mat. Arms at your sides, away from your body. Palms up to receive the energy of the room, or maybe palms down to ground you. Just settle in here. And maybe for a guided meditation today, only if you would like, if this serves you, start to picture your body being filled, starting with your toes, with cool blue water. Watch it fill
your feet. Watch it slowly fill your ankles, working its way all the way up through you to the crown of your head, slowly. Maybe when it runs into an ache or a pain, maybe a heartache or a physical knee pain, whatever it is, picture that pain red, and then picture the blue soothing it, cooling it, releasing it. I'll call you out when it's time.
awakening back into your body. Just notice the sounds, maybe the smells, the sensations on your skin, maybe the weight of your bones inside your body pressing down towards the floor. Before you move, just take a moment and notice how different you feel from when you walked in today. What feels softer? What feels looser, more calm? And start to feel your breath deepening. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll out your wrists, your ankles. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, point your toes towards the front of the room, take a full body stretch. And then exhale, bring your knees in towards your chest, wrap your arms around your shins, and give yourself this moment of gratitude. A real hug here, like you mean it, because you showed up today. You gave yourself this gift. When you're ready, roll onto your right or your left side, whatever side you need right here, right now. It's the side of new beginnings. Using your hands, push your way up to a comfortable seat. Hands come to heart center, eyes stay closed or your gaze softened. Let's take a few deep, full breaths together here as a community. Inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it at the top. Open your mouth, let it go. Beautiful. One more, just like that. Inhale deeply through your nose and then hold it at the top. Sip in more air. A little more air. Hold it. And open your mouth and let it go. You are loved. You are brave. And you are enough. The love and light within me honors and respects the love and light within you. And it is with this love and light that we are all connected. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for coming. Awesome. You can unmute